Shouted and cried in pain. He took a knife and ended his own life. The chief priest was taken by the people and stoned to death at the market square. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far into the eastern Nigeria, a king has just died. The king died without an heir, and as tradition demands, his brother is to take over as king. His brother took over and became the most wicked king in the history of the land. He made sure the people suffered so much that they wished he would die. One day, the king summoned the chief priest and asked him to look into his future and see if there shall be any obstacles. The chief priest does exactly as told, and then he informs the king that there would be a girl child who would be born during the next full moon. She will challenge his throne and become the next queen of the kingdom. This enraged the king so much that he immediately ordered the killing of every child, both male and female, born during the next full moon. The king's order circulated amongst the palace servants, and one of the maids, whose sister-in-law went into labor during the time, sneaked out of the palace to inform her brother of the current situation. She got to his house and told him everything. On getting there, she realized his wife already put to bed a baby girl. Immediately, the man and his wife packed up their things and their child and fled. Unfortunately, the guards were already searching around for newborns, and they got the news of their escape. So, they ran after them. The husband made his wife wear his clothes, and he wore his wife's wrapper and pretended to carry a child in a wrapper. Then he asked his wife to run into the bushes in a different direction while he waited for the guards, and immediately he sights them. He begins to run in a different direction, distracting them from running after his wife. They ran after him, giving his wife time to escape. When they caught up with him, they realized it was the husband. They immediately killed him for fooling them and buried him alongside his sister. They killed many other kids and told the king that every child born during that time has been killed. Ada and her child settled inside the forest, and she named her daughter Amuma. Amuma grew up in the bushes to be a very beautiful girl. At the age of 4, her mother realized she had magical powers and could talk to spirits at that age. When she turned 16, she was able to take care of her mother. She knew every single leaf and tree by heart and knew what their works were. Amuma always met different spirits. She met different young people who had just died. Whenever she asked them what happened to them, they always told her that they were killed by the king. Amuma became very bitter towards the king. Whenever she met someone who told her they were killed by him, she became more angry. Amuma confided in her mother and told her that she wants to go to the kingdom to meet with this king. Her mother refuses and tells her the deaths surrounding her birth and everything that happened during that period. This infuriated her more as she found more reasons to go back to the village. She packed up her bags and returned to the village without her mother. On her way back, she met with the native doctor. They could both feel each other's energy. So she ignored him and went on her way. She went straight to the palace to make her visit known. She claimed to be from a faraway village, looking for where to learn more about herbs. The king asked if she is a herbalist, and she agrees. The king then informs her that his son has been ill for quite a while. Different herbalists and native doctors have tried to revive him, but to no avail. If she could cure him, he will give her anything she asks for. Amuma agrees, and the palace servants lead her to where the prince lies. On getting there, she lays her hands on him, and he immediately wakes up, as if nothing ever was wrong with him. The news spread in the village like wildfire that there is a miracle worker in the village. He instructs his servants to treat her with a lot of respect. In no time, the king became greedy and started looking for a way to make her his wife, so as to be able to use her powers whenever he so pleases. Unfortunately, at the time, the prince was already in love with Amuma. The native doctor advised the king to allow his son marry Amuma, so that way she can also still remain in the palace and peace would reign between father and son. But the king refuses, saying his wife is dead, so he has every right to marry whosoever he pleases. After the meeting with the king, the chief priest meets up with Amuma secretly. He warns her to stay away from the king and the kingdom. He also lets her know that he actually knows who she really is and will destroy her if she tries to act smart. Amuma laughs at him and then reveals that she is aware of all his evil atrocities and how he has lied to the king for so long that all the children he made the king sacrifice was for the cleansing and the betterment of the land, when in reality he has been using the children's blood to keep himself alive. She also lets him know that she is going to bring him down and make him pay for all his evil deeds. Their anger and hatred for each other grew instantly. The chief priest hurriedly goes back to the palace. He then informs the king that Amuma is the same girl who he ordered his guards to kill years ago. But the king refuses to believe him because he believes that the chief priest is only jealous of Amuma, and he fears that Amuma is stronger than him and would soon take his place beside the king. Amuma goes to the king and informs him that she is now willing to marry him and has accepted his proposal. The king became very happy, and immediately he sent out invites, inviting dignitaries and every single member of the kingdom. He told them to come and celebrate with him on his big day. The prince was very disappointed and bitter at what Amuma has done. Amuma set out into the forest. She begins looking for a particular leaf. The maids aiding her kept asking what she was looking for, but she told them not to worry, that when she sees it, she would know. She searched for 2 whole days before she finally found it. The day of the marriage, Amuma instructs her personal maid to add some of the leaves into the food the king and the native doctor will be eating. On that day, the maid does exactly as instructed. Moments after eating the food, the king became very dizzy. So, Amuma noticed and began to ask him questions. To his surprise, he was unable to lie about a single thing. The leaves she had given him earlier made it very difficult for him to tell a lie. She had also fed the chief priest some of the food that contained the leaf. So she also asked him certain questions in front of everybody, and he uncontrollably confessed to all the atrocities he had committed in the past. The people became so angry and bitter for the loved ones they had lost in the hands of the two. After the confession, the leaves and the effect wore off from the king and the chief priest. On realizing what had happened to him, the king shouted and cried in pain. He took a knife and ended his own life. The chief priest was taken by the people and stoned to death at the market square. The prince flees the kingdom out of fear, while Amuma retains her position as the queen of the kingdom. Amuma went back into the forest to bring back her mother. They all then lived happily ever after in the kingdom. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and share. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you. Mwah.